What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer? Pretty sure you guys looked at the thumbnail and read the title of this video. So that's what we about to get into. So I took the props off already. Check it out. We're going to have a look at the motors. So 15,500 kV 0802 Emax branded motors. That's what they look like. So we're going to get started first removing this battery bay here, and then we're going to have a look inside. So let's zoom in a little. I'm going to try to do it down here. So we got 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get into removing those. Got this case here to catch the little screws. Let's zoom out a little bit. Give you guys a better view. So there we go there. Let's have a look at it. See if we can zoom in on it. There we go. So this is the F4 chip right here. I don't see any pads on this side. This right here. This might be a pad here. Let's see. We can zoom in. Yeah, but this pad is used. This is the 3.3 volt pad here, it looks like. And so we're using that. They have a little capacitor on there. We have the RX1 there. So this is where we would have been able to add a DSMX receiver. But now we can't because that 3.3 volt pad is used up. It's being occupied by this capacitor here. And we have an RX1 here open. This is the bind button. So we have the bind button there. Let's see if we can pull this out here. See what's on the other side. I think these grommets are probably going to be loose, but actually they're not. So let's see, is anything under there pulling? Something's holding on. Maybe it's the camera. Maybe the camera needs to be popped out. Peek that way. So we have to unplug the motors here. That one. So that's what it was. It wasn't really the camera. We could have kept the camera inside here. Now we done popped it loose. Gonna have to figure out how to get that camera snapped back in there. Let's see if we could pop it back in. Well, actually, let's deal with that later. Let's look at this board here on top. We have some pads on the side here. See what those pads are. So we have a 5 volt pad here. We have a negative, and this is a signal. A S is there. I'm not sure what that's for. Might be an LED. Not sure. Oh, we have some other pads on this side. Let's see what these are. I'm going to have to unplug these motors here. So The motors plug in on the side of the FC now. So we have 2 more pads here on top. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. We do have a buzzer pad here, guys. 5-volt here, and there's the BZ there for buzzer, so we can add a buzzer on this one. The camera plugs in right next to the buzzer pad, so that's pretty awesome. And this is the VTX right here. So that's it. So the teardown is done, but I don't want to leave you guys like this, so I'm gonna put it back together so you guys can see on camera a reference how to put it back together. So the cam, you get that back in place, you have to give this frame here a little flex this way in order to get the cam to snap back in place. Let's see if I can do that on here under the camera. Give it a flex. There we go. So it snapped back in place. So now the camera is back in its position. So now we just have to plug these back in. The motors. Plug the motors back in. And I'm thinking I might be changing this out for an XT30 as well. But the camera's back in. You just plug these back in here. Pretty straightforward. A little tricky to get these motors back plugged in though. So there we go. Got this side plugged in. I think I want to move the receiver wires as well. Well, that one is okay. I think I'm just going to move the VTX wire. You want to poke it up through this hole at the top behind the camera through here. Then we're going to plug these 2 back in. There we go, got one in. So we got all the motors plugged in. We still got this sticking out the top there. So at this point, it's just about putting these grommets back in your spots right there. Then we're just going to add the screws back to this. This battery bay kind of snaps in place here. And then you can put the screws in. If your screwdriver isn't magnetic, you can just do this trick here. Just tap 2 of them together. And that's how you make your screwdriver magnetic. Let's test it out. Well, you guys get the idea. There you go. So let's get this last one in. So complete teardown and reassembly of the Tinyhawk S. Thanks for watching.